Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah. Welcome to my live video chat. Oops, left the glasses on. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my live video chat. I want to apologize ahead of time. I've been fighting a little bit of a sinus. It's not an infection, just because the weather's crazy. So my throat might be a little dry, but I do have my coffee and my tissues in case there is an issue. I'm hoping there won't be, though. Now, when you pop in, make sure you clink in with your coffee cup and check out this one that I've got. This is a Hanukkah cup that I found at Michael's. It says chutzpah. I looked up what that meant, and it just means ornery and strong-willed, so I think it kind of fits my personality. Good morning, Susie and Crystal. Clink in. Now, today's video, I don't have any major techniques I'm going to show you. I'm just going to talk a little bit about some of the questions that I received this week, and then I'm going to show you some new yarn that I got from Red Heart, and then I'm also going to show you a couple of new patterns. Good morning, Rosie and Jen. Glad you joined us. Don't forget to clink in. Now, I'm drinking regular good old strong coffee today to make sure my throat kind of stays clear. And like I said, I'm fighting a little sinus, so I'm sorry if I sound a little nasal. But that's not stopping us. We're going to keep on going. All right, so let me talk to you about, I got a couple of emails this week, and I don't know that if you know this, in the world of YouTube, there are some pretty ornery people out there, and sometimes they send me messages or post comments that are what I would say unkind. And one lady messaged me and said, "Why do you keep deleting my comments?" And I didn't see them because I have it set up that if there is foul language or inappropriate language or unkindness, that it doesn't post those comments. And so I went and found them and looked at them and went, ah! And then I messaged her back and I told her I appreciate her input, but my YouTube channel is a friendly, kind place. And even if you think something is maybe not pretty, it's okay. Everybody likes different things, but we're just going to keep the comments happy and cheerful and kind. Because I want it to be a G-rated channel. I want kids to be able to get on here and learn to crochet just like us adults, right? And I'm just the kind of person that just doesn't care for bad language. So that's one question I wanted to answer. The other one is I got the nicest email from a 9-year-old little girl. She saw my pattern that I did yesterday, and I'll talk about that later on in the video. And she really liked it. She's learning to crochet. She's been crocheting for about a year. She said for a really long time, about a year. And I love it when kids email me or message me and tell me that they're learning to crochet, because I want everyone to learn to crochet. It's a beautiful art, and there's so much you can do with yarn and colors. Well, she sent me these 4 questions, and I thought it would be fun to answer these questions right here online. I'm not going to use her name because she's only 9, but I want you to know I'm answering your questions online for you. So the first question she asked me was, "What's your favorite color?" And I love that question, and I'm going to grab this color of yarn. This is yellow. My favorite color is bright yellow. And the reason I love yellow is because it's happy, it's cheerful, reminds me of sunshine and sunflowers, and I love sunflowers. And I just love the color yellow. Now, I don't wear a lot of yellow because I don't really look good in yellow. But I love the color yellow. So to answer her first question, bright yellow, not just yellow, but bright yellow is my favorite color. Now, her second question was, what is my favorite color of yarn to work with? And I have to tell you, I love blues. And here's a medium blue that I love to work with. And I like blues because, medium blues. Navy blues, I don't think so. They're hard, but I still love to crochet them, of course. But medium blues are a little bit more able to see your textures and more able to see the stitches. And I just really, really like being able to see what I'm doing, of course. But also I love the way that the blue stitches up. This is Red Heart with Love, one of my favorite yarns. And I love medium blues, light blues, a little bit darker, but blues in general, except for navy blue. I'll talk to you that in a second. But anyway, that's my favorite color to work with. So that leads to the third question. What is my least favorite color to work with? And of course, you know what I'm going to say. Black. I mean, you can't even hardly see it, right? You have to have a great big light. I'm thinking about getting one of those miner's lights, you know, that you can stick on your head and you can look down and see what you're doing. That would be amazing, I think. I do have a lamp where I work, where I do most of my crochet, that shines down on what I'm doing. And I love black. I think it looks great with like hot pink, bright yellow, bright green. Even looks good with blue and bright yellow that I just showed you. And it works good with something because then you can see your stitches and you can see where you're working. But when you're just working with black, even though I have a lot of things that I make with black, it is my least favorite yarn to work with. Especially if it's a worsted weight. It's just next to impossible without a great big light to work with. Okay. So those were her 3 questions. The 4th question she asked me is, what is my favorite brand of yarn to work with? And I think y'all are going to know the answer to this. And of course, that's Red Heart. Red Heart, a lot of people don't care for some of their yarns, but Red Heart has a yarn for every person at any level of crochet. In other words, if you're just beginning and you don't want to spend a lot of money on yarn, get you a bunch of Super Saver, super cheap. But if you want to buy some more expensive yarns and make some more beautiful things, Red Heart has yarn for that as well, and everything in between, from thin sock yarn all the way up to super chunky. And you can find any kind of yarn and just about any color and shades of color that you would want from Red Heart. Now, I love a lot of the other yarns as well. You know, I love all yarns, but Red Heart really is my favorite yarn. And we're going to talk more about this yarn just a little bit later. Okay, so that was the 4 questions that she asked me, and I just want to tell her thank you for emailing me and asking me those questions. And you feel free to email me anytime that you want to. And that goes for all of you as well. If you have a question, now, if it's about somebody else's pattern, first ask the designer that wrote it. And then if they don't explain it or you can't get a hold of them, I will try to help you. But I will try my best, like I always say, to find you an answer to your question. And if I don't know the answer, I'll do the best thing I can and try to find it for you. I may tell you, I just don't know, especially if it's from somebody else's pattern and I'm not sure what they're trying to do. But first of all, when you get a pattern that you're having a little trouble with and you don't understand it, because remember this, pattern writers are humans and we make mistakes. And our pattern testers are also humans and we make mistakes. And a good example of this is I originally wrote a snood pattern and I put it in a PDF file, sent it to my testers. Everybody tested. We got it all straightened out, counts and color and all these different things. But when I went to load it on Ravelry and Etsy, for some reason in my silly brain, I loaded the original PDF file from before it was tested. And nobody said anything. And then I got an email a couple of days ago and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I loaded the wrong PDF file. So things happen. And so we got it all fixed up and she got it figured out. But I mean, those things do happen, mistakes. So just be patient and remember, we're all humans. You, me, we make mistakes, but we need to fix them too. Okay, so then I got another email from another really nice older lady, and she asked me this question, and I thought it was really fun. She says, what comes first? Do you pick out the yarn or design the pattern? Which one's first? And I really had to think about it, so I was like, The answer is yes, and both. Because sometimes I'm walking along in a store, and I look over and I see some brand new yarn or some brand new colors and I buy 4 or 5 skeins of it because it's gorgeous or I've never worked with it before. And then I come up with a pattern to go along with it. Sometimes I have a design in mind. I'll see, like, the best place for me to go is when I go to department stores like Macy's or Penny's or something, and I'm walking through and I see knit or crochet designs, and I'll look at it and I'll go, I could make that. Or I'll see it and I'll go, I think I would have used a different yarn. And then I get an idea of something that's like machine knit. I can come up with a crochet design that's similar. So the answer really is yes and both. So because I love yarn so much, and I might just buy 4 or 5 skeins just because I want to come up with something really pretty with it. Sometimes I'm given yarn and they ask me to come up with something for it. Sometimes someone will say, do you have a pattern for, oh, I don't know, baby bonnet? And I'll say, do I? Of course I do, but if I don't, I'll say, well, is there a particular stitch you want? And I'll try to figure something out. And sometimes I'll come up with a pattern. There's nothing I like more than designing. I love the designing process way better, way, way, way better than having to type it up and write it up and test it. I love all of it. It's all so much fun to me. But the designing process itself, where you're working with the yarn and the hooks and deciding, do I want it loopy? Do I want it tight? Do I want big stitches or short stitches? Maybe I want to do some whip-de-doo stitches. That part of it is so much more fun to me. I love the designing part of it. And that's because I, for the most part, am an artist opposed to being, there are several different types of crocheters. You have what I would consider an artist, which is what I consider myself, because I love the design part. Then you have the technical crocheter. And the technical crocheter feels like every single stitch should be exactly lined up, and every little piece should be exactly lined up, and they can't even fathom maybe changing it a little or tweaking it, making it their own or anything like that, because it has to be technically correct. And so those are a couple types of crocheters. And then you have what I call the wingers. They wing it. And that's where you get the freeform crochet. And I absolutely love freeform crochet. I've been delving in it, having so much fun with it. And it's really neat because you can take, you know, patterns that you know and whippy-do them around, and I call it zippy doodle, I think is what I called it. And you just make so much fun adding pieces and things and coming up with this beautiful piece of artwork. So there's lots of different kinds of crocheters. I see a bunch of you have popped in. Let me make sure I say hello. Let's see. Sandra and Dawn, Susie and Judy and Vicky and Missy. Let's see. I already said hello to Susie, Maria, and Maria. She's on there twice because she's showing her coffee. Make sure you clink in. All right. And I keep saying this, but I am a little stuffy, and so I'm sorry if I sound a little stuffy. But I didn't want to miss our live video because I have so much fun with this. Okay, so those were our questions today. I want to show you a couple of things. Last week, we did get the Christmas tree hat pattern out there. So if you haven't done one of these, they're so much fun. This one has the different kind of buttons, and this one has just the circles and the star. I made the stars, one silver, one yellow. It's out there. It's on my blog, and it's also on the YouTube channel for a video. We got that done last week, and I wanted to get the dish soap aprons done, and I just got so sick I was unable to do it. And so I'm hoping to be able, the video's almost done. I got a few tweaks I want to do to it and then get it edited. And I'm really hoping I can get it out there tomorrow for you, because I know some of you have been asking for it. And so I even got a message to one lady. She's like, I want to make one so bad. Can you please get it out there? And I'm like, yes, I promise I will. You know, so let me grab these other two so you can see it can be made. You know, this is the one that I love with the red cardinal, because I love red cardinals. And this is one with a snowman, and this is the original, the Mrs. Claus. So hopefully I will get that out tomorrow. Okay. Get the pattern out there it'll be written pattern on my blog, and then a video tutorial on YouTube. Now, yesterday I made a video with 2 things on it, and a sweet lady friend of mine asked me if I would do this, and so I made a Hanukkah cup cozy for her. She's having a Hanukkah party, and she wanted to be able to give something for the adults to take home and something for the children. And so she had me, I designed this with the Star of David. Here's one I made with a little bit bigger star. Set upside down. And then I made the gelt bags, and you know, those are for your gold coins, and your other things. And this one's blue and this one's white. And I did these together on one video. And I really did it really for her. But the truth is, you can make this cozy for your cup. It's just like this. And if you wanted to make it in Christmas colors or any other colors, you know, it's just a basic pattern. And you don't have to put the star even if you want to. You can put buttons or whatever. It's just a basic pattern with a button. Super duper easy for you to do. And it's the same thing with the little gift bag. You can make them in other Christmas colors if you want to. But I did these specifically in Hana colors for her because she's a sweet lady and she asked me to. And sometimes I do really try to do what people like. All right, last thing we're going to talk about is this new yarn. And yesterday I received a bag from Red Heart. And this is the new Chick Sheep designed by Marley Bird. And they sent me 3 colors. I'm going to pop on my glasses so I can read this to you. This is merino wool. And if you've ever touched merino wool that you've gotten from other places, it's usually kind of fuzzy and stiff. And although I've had issues with wool in the past, this is not bothering me. I don't know of how they process it, but it is so soft. And I cannot hardly wait to make something with it. What I was going to do, oopsie, drop my glasses. What I was going to do is read this to you. This one is called Vineyard. And you can see it's purple. This one is called Fairy Tale. It's pink. And this is the Sterling Gray. And I'm going to be doing a pattern for Valentine's Day with these. And so I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. But they sent me 2 of each of the colors. Whoops, there we go. And they're beautiful colors. And you get, I was going to tell you how much ounces. Let me see. They like to make this in little teeny tiny writing. Let's see. This is a number 4 weight, 100% wool. I'm not seeing the ounces on here. Let me see. Well, I'll have to get back to you because it is so tiny I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 200 yards. So you get quite a bit on a skein. 3.5 ounces is a good amount. I know, I always say skein. Everyone always corrects me and says it's skein. I'm from the South. We say skein. It doesn't matter. Yarn is yarn. I love yarn. So anyway, I was so excited. My husband went and checked them out and he goes, I got goodies for you. So anyway, I got 2 of each color. That's going to be a pattern to go with this. I'm so excited to get this yarn. Merino wool. It's just really, I've never seen it so soft, and I'm so excited. I mean, the texture of it is like the Red Heart soft. I mean, I don't know how they process it this soft, but it is very soft. So I'm real excited about getting to work with that. And that's all I have for you today. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to try to get that apron dish soap pattern out there for you. And the last thing I just want to tell you, crochet faster, Christmas is coming. We just have 2 weeks to get everything done. But no, don't stress yourself out. What I really wanted to tell you is, I noticed yesterday when I was out and about doing some Christmas shopping that there were a lot of grumpy people out there. And so I want to issue you a challenge to be kind to grumpy people. This is the time of year where we stress ourselves out. We don't need to do that. We need to just remember, if we don't get it done, we don't get it done. And I know we all have that perfect dress we need, or the perfect hors d'oeuvres we need to make, or the Christmas cookies, or the cakes, and all those things. But really, I just, you know, no matter what you're celebrating, whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas or whatever holiday you're celebrating, remember, it's about family and friends and getting together with the people that you love. It's not about these great big Christmas gifts. Or, I mean, yeah, they're fun to buy for people and watch their face when they open them up. But just remember that when you go to the grocery store, that cashier may be carrying a load, and that he or she may be doing a second job in order to give a good Christmas to their family. Or maybe they have a loved one that passed, or maybe they have a child with cancer in the hospital or something, and they don't mean to be grumpy. So just say, happy holidays, I hope your day goes great, Merry Christmas, whatever you want to say. But anything just to cheer them up a little bit and give them a great big smile. As it just really broke my heart yesterday when I saw so many people, the hustle and the bustle, getting things done, buying this, that, and the other thing, and they just didn't seem happy. So I'm going to tell you, happy holidays, have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.